Assalamu alaikum. Today we will be discussing T.S. Eliot's poem The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, one of the well-known poems by the modernist Eliot. This is his photo. Born 1888, later period of the 19th century, and died 1965. A brief biography on T.S. Eliot. He is an essayist and a dramatist. He wrote different essays and different plays. And he witnessed the great two world wars, First World War and Second World War. He is considered a critic of his time and influenced greatly by 17th century metaphysical school, the school of John Donne. When we come to the poem, we will see some of the characteristics of this style and its effect on his poem. Metaphysical school is the suitable way, as he believes, to express the complex reality of the 20th century. This is what he stated in his essay, The Metaphysical Poets. His essay, Tradition and the Individual Talent, 1919, this is an important essay written by T.S. Eliot, which reflects his deep interest in tradition. Tradition for him is the best means to overcome the sterility and the deterioration of modern age. It is a kind of order which requires great work. For him, tradition includes both the past and religion. Here comes the poem The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, which reflects the image of modern man. Eliot starts his poem with an epigraph, and epigraph is a quotation taken from different sources, texts in different languages, to express the main idea. The epigraph in this poem is taken from the Italian poet Dante, the Divine Comedy or the Divina Commedia, which shows that modern man is living in unearthly hell and there is no way out. The setting is Boston, and the time is post World War I. Here is a brief critical analysis of the poem. Prufrock is roaming in the streets of the city, heading towards a tea party. Eliot uses objective correlative, which is obviously seen in the image of a patient. This is something physical, material, which reflects his feeling. The streets are half deserted, which refers to the emptiness which modern man feels, and the hotels are described as one-night cheap hotels. Also refers to the cheap moral values, and the oyster shells, which also refers to the emptiness, spiritual emptiness of modern man, and moral emptiness as well. T.S. Eliot uses refrain, which is repetition of certain words or phrases to emphasize an idea. like the refrain of the image of Michelangelo to emphasize the triviality of women in the Tea Party, talking of Michelangelo as if they are talking about the weather. They are ignorant. The fog is one of the images which are described as yellow fog. This is considered the conceit, which is 17th century metaphysical way of description. It is a far-fetched metaphor which adds to the vagueness and difficulty of understanding the poem. Women are compared to a cat, and the cat is linked with the fog to state that Prufrock is a womanish character. Another example of refrain is in certain phrases like "there will be time." Prufrock repeats this phrase which gives the impression to the reader that he will do something, whereas in fact he is a man of words rather than action. He doesn't do anything. And another phrase, "do I dare," which refers to his hesitation. Self-consciousness is seen in the character of Prufrock. He realizes that he is trivial, but what is surprising is that he blames society for his weakness. He says in one of the lines that society formulated me and I am unable to free myself from the restrictions and conventions of society. The insect, he says, is better than me. It can free itself. T.S. Eliot, as part of his style, uses different allusions to reveal the real character of Prufrock. One of the allusions is artistic. This could be seen in the image of the artist Michelangelo. When he repeats that in the room women come and go, talking of Michelangelo refers to the triviality of the women at the party. Religious allusions could be seen in two characters, John the Baptist and Lazarus. Again, these two, if compared to the character of Prufrock, they are exactly paradoxical, because when we come to the image of John the Baptist and he mentions the idea of praying and fasting, he cannot pray and fast. He is unaware of the religious values. And Lazarus, who comes out of death because he has a message to deliver, this Prufrock is trivial. He doesn't have any message, and he is already spiritually dead, though he is physically alive. And a literary allusion to Hamlet and the Fool. Even Hamlet, who suffers from hesitation, is better than Prufrock, because at the end of the play he takes a decision he decides to take an action, whereas Prufrock, to the end of the poem, he remains hesitant. And the fool here, the fool in Shakespeare, is intelligent, and he has a message to say in the play. Prufrock is not the fool, is a clown. And mythological allusions to Atlas, who carries the world on his shoulders. This Prufrock has no sense of responsibility, and the mermaid, mythologically speaking, could refer to love, and this man doesn't know the meaning of love. Love is one of the themes in the poem. The title is supposed to give the impression that the poem is about love, but ironically it is about the absence of love. The structure of this poem is circular structure to give a sense of unity to the poem. The poem starts with love and ends with love. Apparently the poem is loose and fragmentary, but they are connected with certain themes, so they have a sense of unity. The style which is adapted by T.S. Eliot, using conceit as we mentioned, certain figure of speech and irony, besides juxtaposition when we have two images go side by side without meeting, and this could be seen in the different allusions which he as a poet used.